So here's a recent project we did for a client. This is a repeat client. They have a large combined Chaos Space Marine army that consists of Nurgle, Khorne, whole 9 yards. So what this client in particular wanted was, for this edition, some Nurgle bikers, some Nurgle Chaos Spawn, Nurgle themed, and a Khorne Lord on Juggernaut. So looking over them, the bikers are pretty traditional. They're just your basic Nurgle color schemes, so greens, some dark metallics, and we use some lighter greens and sort of splash that in to create an off color to sort of offset a little bit. We use a lot of heavy washes to create this look of dirt, grime. There's some yellow washes, some brownish washes in there, just to really refine the detail and give it a good overall just look as though it's been muddled in the dirt for a while. This particular client has a Mars-themed base pattern, so what I mean by that is they have these red bases. So we achieved that by using a basic material and then using some red wash just to go down in there and fill that in. And we applied this red earth, which is kind of like a Vietnam-style red earth basic material. To the actual tires and the lower areas of the bike, and places where dirt would be kicked up. So it's just a dry pigment like you'd get from Forge World or anywhere else, but we use our own materials to grind them down to create these natural pigments that we just dry brush on. So this client also wanted a special commander for the squad, and he requested that it have an axe. We talked him into doing a Ghost Rider style biker, which you can see here, and we'll do a highlight video to show you this in detail. But just as a quick once over, what we did is we wanted to create some green flames rolling off of this thing. And flames are traditionally a little difficult to sculpt unless you sculpt them very small and kind of tough. It almost looks like hair. So I wanted something a little bigger, so we used tentacles from a Chaos Spawn and just wound them around the wheels and used them and fill in the gaps to create this flaming effect. And some basic blending was able to achieve the light effect. If my airbrush was available, I would have used that to create some OSL, but unfortunately the airbrush was damaged and I didn't have time to get a new one before the project was completed. So a little OSL would have been a nice splash. That's an easy fix later. And the head on this is from a Vampire Counts model, from one of their kits, their large chariot kit they have. It comes with several extra skulls, so we just used that and used the heat gun to manipulate it and bend it around the side there. So that worked out well. For the Spawn, we wanted something really symmetrical. We wanted something kind of balanced. And I like the Beast of Nurgle model that Warhammer has, so we went with something sort of akin to that. Lots of flailing tentacles on this guy, lots of flailing appendages, very animalistic for this guy in particular. We kind of went with this. This head I really like. We used a gloss effect on all the eyes to really make them shine and make them look kind of insectoid, which is really paramount in this guy. And if you see on the base, you've got this bright green glowing component. This is kind of a toxic look that we wanted on these particular bases to give you an idea of why the mutation may have occurred. So it's kind of a narrative element to that. And again, OSL would have helped to bring it out a little bit, but that was unavailable for this project. For the Khorne Lord, in particular, this is your basic Warhammer Fantasy Khorne Lord on Juggernaut, which the 40k line does not have a new Khorne Lord on Juggernaut. So we had to convert it a little bit. So what we did was we drilled out the chest, or cut out the chest, and applied a Khorne torso front in there. The helmet is from an old Khorne model that we had laying around for some reason, don't ask me why. And then we just clipped off his face so it wasn't identifiable, and then used this old skull to create sort of a medieval-looking face, which I think works well with the heavy furred robes and the very, very primal axe that this guy has going on. At the base here, you can see more of that red Martian-style earth base, which really works well against this reddish-orange copper look. The client wanted a lot of red and brass. So we decided to do that, and we offset it with some metallics, just some regular silvers, and then metals in that sort of color. We added some skulls here to really accentuate the Cornish look. So, and then for the eye sockets, we used a little bit of red and just an off dot of red to create a brighter look, sort of a malicey look. And then we used a black dark wash to go around the edges to really fill that in. So there you have it. This is probably what we would consider a level 2 project, our tier 2, which is a sergeant level project. Some of the figures we embellished a little bit more, like the Khorne Lord we embellished a bit more, so he may be closer to our tier 3 area. Just because of how much time we spent on it, and because he's the showcase of the project, we really wanted him to pop. So in this case, because he's a repeat client, we just did that as a favor, didn't charge him anything extra. The bike bases are also a neat element on this project. If you look really closely, you can see some white lines on there. We're adding on some of these in the back. And what we did was we did a road pattern for these and just applied some red earth to the bases to make them appear as though the roads were overgrown with debris and dirt and that sort of thing. We've actually got a tutorial on that on our blog, so be sure to check that out. Gamesoftblogspot.com.